Hi. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Phizcast. I don't. I come into this with a topic, but it's an interesting topic because it's kind of a topic about not having one at all. I I think about this all the time. I think about what I want to say constantly. I don't know if what I'm saying is right or if it's like attractive, not in that sense, but like if it will bring in an audience or if it will do anything at all, if it'll just sit there stagnant and indifferent. But the problem is with that is I constantly think about saying different things, and I have all of these topics that I feel like, ooh, yeah, that'd make a good episode. I could talk about that sometime. But since I have like 12 of them in my mind at the same time, I don't know how to focus on one, and then I can't remember all of the others after I've picked one to focus on. Because right now, I only record once a day because I feel like it's better and to just because I don't have to waste any of my creative juices and I don't have to worry about falling into the same speech pattern for multiple episodes in a row. Um, I think that makes sense, but maybe it'll change in the future. If slash when this is more developed and less clunky, I guess. um, but from there, I don't really know where to go. I can just kind of talk about focusing on a million things at once. Let's see. Let's see if I can do that. I've never been the best at being focused. My brain is constantly working. It's constantly thinking about every single possibility of what can go right and wrong, or what will and won't happen, or how people will feel or think of what I do. Or it can go like at night when I try to sleep. It just thinks about it, drags up all of those memories from the past that I cringe at constantly that you have. Uh, and I can't stop thinking about those, or how it could have gone differently, or what I would have done now, or stuff like that. Or it's just being creative. When I have superpowers in my daydreams and night visions and stuff like that. Just going around doing things that I know I couldn't do, but it's fun to fantasize about. My point is, my brain never stops going. It doesn't have an offsetting. I can never think about one thing, even when what I'm doing requires my full attention. That has been a problem sometimes. That has definitely been a problem. Sometimes worse than others, like when it caused me to miss information that was detrimental to me potentially passing a college course and attending my homecoming football game. As well, to play in the band. I don't play football. No, not me. I'm a drummer. But yeah, that happened. Or when it's significantly less detrimental, like right now, when I cannot think of one thing to say for 10 minutes because I keep getting distracted and going off on these tangents that I feel I do way too often. But when it comes to stuff like that, I don't really know how to fix it. And I'm still young. I have some developing in my brain left to do, definitely. And I suppose that could come with time. But it's just that time. You can't make time all come at once, man. You can't make it happen all at the same time. Which is unfortunate sometimes, but most of 99% of the time, I'm saying time a lot. 99, I mean, I guess it's just you use it in a lot of different ways. 99% of the time, you don't want to skip ahead. I think I talked about this in a different episode about starting at the end. If you start at the end, you will not have any of the experiences as to how you got there, and you will lose the ability to maintain where you are because you started at the end. See, struggle, I am relatively off topic, but it's all right. It's fine. Struggle is necessary for progression. And that could be a whole episode on itself, but I might as well talk about it now since I'm only halfway through the recording. Now, struggle is often looked at as a bad thing because it's feels just painful. It's just bad stuff. No one likes bad things. However, if you only have good experiences, that means one of two things. It means you are really, really good at what you're doing, or it means that you simply haven't done enough of it to have a bad experience. Once you encounter one of those experiences, one of those hardships, those struggles, you will realize what steps to take in order to avoid that outcome, in order to move past that. And I've talked about that in another episode, so that's whatever. I feel like I loop back around to that every time. This is going to sound funny. Now it's time to get back on track as to why I'm always getting off track. Anyway, having a million different things on your mind is hard to deal with for me, especially since like all of the things that I want to do, that I want to talk about, tend to come crashing together in one episode. And when I think about the things I want to say when I'm recording, I tend to stop myself in the middle of saying things. Because like, if I'm just sitting there and writing this script in my head, these aren't scripted, these are improv, but like I write the script in my head and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll just remember that and say it next time I'm recording. But I only stop myself because I don't want to feel like I'm just regurgitating something else. I do not like the way I read when it's scripted, unless it's like intention to be that way. Like if I was reading a book or something, I have a very different voice when it's scripted, and I don't know how to feel about it. But I like improv because it feels way more natural, and if I record a whole episode in my head and remember everything that I say and then just spit it all back out, it'll feel rehearsed. And I don't like that. It makes me feel sticky because it makes me feel like I'm not being creative anymore. It's no longer a creative thing. It's just what happened before. It feels required. It feels like a project, like a presentation that you make beforehand and you practice all these times. And then when you finally get to present it, it just feels empty because you're like, oh, I've done this so many times. It kind of just feels like that. So all I do is kind of just kickstart the topic and get it a little bit going, get the ball rolling. And then I'm like, ooh, nope. If I go too far, if I keep talking about this, I'm going to realize that everything I'm saying is meaningless because it's already been said. And don't like that. Being unique, I feel like, is a big part of what I want to be. It's a big part of the image I want to achieve. I want to be something that not anyone else has seen before. Seeing as I'm a quote-unquote podcast thing, which I still don't really know what to call it. I'm just going to call it a talk session because this is nowhere near a podcast. Unless it is. I don't know. Help me out. If you know, I sure don't. But it feels similar to other things. And it's not like I have nearly as many experiences to contribute into this pool of information of people listening to things. But it's just a fun project, It's a fun little project to do. Because I've been thinking about doing this for a very long time. It's potentially what I want to do for a living, going into radio and stuff. And this is good practice, Good start to making me focus for 10 minutes straight about talking of one or two things. And I don't know if I should keep up the format of trying to stay on track of one thing for 10 minutes, I don't know if that's boring or not. Depending on how I phrase things, I suppose. It depends, or what you're interested in. Because I'm sure there's a video of people, Schlatt and whatever, talking about Hot Pockets for 15 minutes. So I'm sure that some people are interested in one thing. But since my brain goes all over the place, I feel like I wouldn't enjoy one thing for 10 minutes straight. If you don't enjoy it, let me know. I might switch it up if it's a majority. And I might figure out a way to mix more than one thing into a video because I feel like I ramble anyway. I feel like I mix up these things. I feel like I just say things just to say things, which, I suppose is the goal of what a podcast should be. But I don't know. I feel like anything else I say is just going to keep dressing up this same I can't speak or think straight over and over again with different lexicon. So that's 10 minutes. Oh, surprise, surprise. I apologize for the rambling, unless it's what you're here for, in which case, join us next time. Thanks for watching or listening, and I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye.